Today I'm on a pilgrimage for Royal Enfield. I've come to Redditch, the legendary birthplace of the brand, where bikes rolled out from 1901 until the factory doors closed in 1967. I'll be hunting down what remains of forgotten buildings, hidden history, and yes, a stop at the Royal Enfield Pub. This town has helped shape motorcycle history, and thankfully our brothers in India are keeping that spirit alive today. Here at Hewell Road was the original location and the birthplace of that legendary brand, Royal Enfield. In today's video, we're going to track down some of the original buildings that are still remaining in Redditch, as well as visit local sculptures and museums in recognition of this now legendary global brand. Let's start with a brief history. Royal Enfield Bicycles Redditch, made like a gun. That was the humble beginning of a brand that would go on to build its first motorcycle in 1901. But the story actually starts a little earlier. In 1851, George Townsend opened a factory in Redditch, originally manufacturing sewing needles. It wasn't long before he diversified into the booming bicycle trade. Then in 1890, the company secured a prestigious contract to produce precision parts for the Royal Small Arms factory in Enfield, Middlesex, the birthplace of the famous Lee Enfield rifle. They specialised in components like firing pins, bolts and extractors, a perfect fit for a company already skilled in fine, high-tolerance metalwork from its needle-making origins. To celebrate the achievement, a new bicycle model was launched in 1891, called simply the Enfield. And with the growing prestige of their military association, the name soon evolved. Royal Enfield was born. Not much remains of the original 18-acre Royal Enfield site here in Redditch. Many of the factory buildings were demolished over the years, while others have been repurposed into industrial units, shops and community spaces. But if you look closely, echoes of its engineering past are still here. And this building used to be the Royal Enfield Social Club, located here at Crab's Cross in Redditch. Amazing that it's still intact. It's now an apartment block. So this is our second sculpture of the day. This is meant to be in homage of Royal Enfield. I'm not sure if it pays homage or not really. It's a rusty scrap of bits. But here we are at Arrow Valley in Redditch. And what's really interesting is the sign behind me here, because it gives a lot of information about Royal Enfield. Unveiled on the 22nd of September 2024 by the Mayor of Redditch, Councillor Julia Begum, this sculpture was crafted from genuine Royal Enfield bullet parts sourced from both the original Redditch factory and the modern-day Madras facility. The project was led by Indian upcycle artist Prisham Kumar, with support from Ben Reed Howells, a Scottish-Canadian community organiser. Back in 2017, Ben and Prisham set out on the Vashadaba ride, a 2-year journey through over 20 countries. Along the way, they used Royal Enfield bullets as their steeds and stopped regularly to engage in community work. They even created their own YouTube video series documenting their journey. Sadly, the videos have only received around 500 views. I'll include a link in the video description to help you give their incredible efforts the attention they deserve. They truly were trying to make the world a better place. Sadly, I couldn't find the Royal Enfield Museum in Redditch itself, just a small plaque and a few remnants of the past. So next stop, Solihull, home of the National Motorcycle Museum, where I found Royal Enfields galore. So these two bikes really interested me. This is the Royal Enfield Bullet, the 1955 edition. This is what was exported to India. And then this one is the Super Meteor 700. Twin exhaust, parallel twin, lovely. I've already made a full video of the museum visit, the link's up above and also in the description below. Of course it would have been rude to come this far and not visit Hitchcocks Motorcycles, also right here in Solihull, a true treasure trove for any Royal Enfield enthusiast. Hello and welcome to Ride with T. Today something ultra special for me, and I'm very honoured to be allowed to film at the legendary Hitchcocks Motorcycles here in Solihull, just outside of Birmingham. This place is absolutely heaving with parts of every kind. No matter what you want, they've got it. My visit to Hitchcocks will be featured in an upcoming video, and trust me, it's not just parts they deal in. They also have some stunning vintage motorbikes for sale. Here is a little taster. And for those of you who didn't know, Royal Enfield were rebadged to Indian motorcycles, some of them when they were imported to America. This is the Indian Woodsman, made by Royal Enfield, with the gears on the right hand side. And how sweet is this? This is one of the last bikes that ran out of the Redditch production line. It's the Interceptor, capable of 120 miles an hour. This is still running, ridden every day by one of the family members here. What a beautiful bike. We're going to start it up. Magnificent, magnificent. Thank you, Dan, thank you. What a fascinating day it's been for myself and Mrs. T, exploring the rich history of Royal Enfield. If you hadn't already noticed, I'm a bit of a history buff. It's actually one of the subjects I used to teach back in Thailand. And how better to wrap up the day than have a pint at the Royal Enfield Pub right here in Redditch. It's a Wetherspoons now, but it used to be the town's old cinema. I couldn't help but smile at the skeleton perched on top of the Royal Enfield bullet above the toilets. Classic British humour. But on a more serious note, even over half a century later, you can still sense the lasting impact the factory's closure had on this town. Royal Enfield wasn't just a name here, it was a way of life and the heart of the community.